Hello everyone, my name is posianadius bernike and my ID number is 332101. So today I'm going to finish my homework of advanced listening. Part 1. Retell using your own words. Birds in the Wood. The story of a cat in the woods from France. Once upon a time, there lived a rich merchant and his 3 sons. The rich merchant was already sickly. Before his death, he wanted to pass on something to his children. Before his death, he wanted to pass on something to his children. The first son got a rice mill, the second son got a donkey, and the third son got a cat. Of course, it's his first son and the second son who will get a lot of money from their father's inheritance. The third son was also discouraged. The cat saying his mistress said, then made a suggestion. Mister, give me a sack and boots. I will show you that I am a useful animal, said the cat. Really, it's not that just going to cost me money, grumbled the third son. However, he was curious about what the cat would do. Finally, first he looked for a sack and boots for the cat. When everything was obtained, the cat immediately put on his boots. The cat then filled the sack with fresh leaves. Then he took into the field and put the sack open. The cat immediately hid in the bushes. The cat also observed the sack. Suddenly, a rabbit got into his sack. The cat immediately closed his sack, and carried it on his shoulders to give to the king. I brought you a gift. The gift is from the marquis. The Carbas, said the cat respectfully. The king was happy when opened the sack. He found a rabbit inside. What a coincidence! The king has not eaten yet. The king then told his servant to cook the rabbit. Since then, every day the cat bring gifts to the king. One morning, the cat saw the king living with his daughter in a horse-drawn carriage. The cat rushed to the church son. Master, let's hurry up. Come with me to lake. Take off your clothes and jump into the water immediately. If you hear a horse-drawn carriage passing by, pretend you can't swim. The cat communicated with a great astonishment. The third son obeyed. Soon the horse-drawn carriage passed by. The cat immediately cried out for help. "Help, my lord Marquis, the Corbus can't swim!" cried the cat. The king stopped and told his soldiers to save the man. "Thank you for your helping, king," said the third son. "Why don't you wear clothes?" asked the king. The third son, the Marquis de Corbus, was silent. Apparently he felt cold. Come with me to the place. I will give you some clothes," the king invited. Meanwhile, the cat ran into a cornfield. He told everyone to do something. If the king came and asked who owned this cornfield, they will have to answer, "The Lord Marquis de Carabas was the owner of this land." A moment later, the king arrived. At the cornfield, he asked everyone who owned the field. That core, and the answer is the same. The owner of the farm was the Marquis de Corbas. The king became overjoyed. He thought that the Marquis de Corbas was a wealthy man and deserved to marry his daughter. Meanwhile, the king's daughter has fallen in love with the handsome Marquis de Corbas. The cat jumped up and went to the huge castle belonging to the giant. With his ingenuity, he deceived the giant. He asked to meet her, and soon the giant fell into his trap and turned into a small mouse. Then the cat easily put it on and ate. The Then the king saw the great castle, believing that it belonged to his master Marquis Carabas. The marquis and the princess hand in hand entered the magnificent castle and finally married the king's daughter. He also lived happily with his favorite smart cat. Next, part 2, Make a Note. Pigs is Pigs by Alice Parker Butler. Mike Flannery, West Coast agent of the Interurban Express Company, leaned over the express office counter and raised his face. Mr. Morehouse, angry and red, standing on the other side of the counter, trembled with anger. The argument went on for a long time and headed up. Cause of the problem stood at the counter between the two men. It was a soapbox on which were nailed several strips, forming a row but usable cage. In it, two unique pigs are eating lettuce leaves greedily. Domestic farm came to Westcote is properly paid 25 cents its bad. 25 cents its. There are two of them. One, two, twice 25 it's 50. Went through those pays and stopped at peg 64, and I didn't take 50 cents, he whispered mockingly. As a pig, he said firmly. Marmot, or pig dingo, or pig island are all the same for Interurban Express Company and for Mike Flannery. Mr. Morehouse hesitated. She bit her lip and then spread her hands wildly. Very good, he shouted. You all hear this? You president will hear this. This is anger I have over you. 50 cents, you turn it down. Keep the pigs until you are ready to take a 50 cent. But for Jay's sake, sir, if a hair from the pig's head is injured, I will sue you. A week later, Mr. Morehouse received a long official envelope with an Interurban Express Company card in the upper left corner. He tore it off accidentally and took out a piece of paper on its number A6754. Letter is short subject. Read unique pigs, he said. Dr. Sir, we received your letter regarding unique pigs reached between Franklin and Westcote. Address to the president of his company. All claims for overcharge must be addressed to the claims department. Mr. Morehouse wrote to the claims department. He wrote a six-page selection of sarcasm, vituperation, and argument and sent it to the claims department. A few weeks later, he received a reply from the claims department. Attached to him was his last letter. Dr. Sir, he read, your letter from the sister is addressed to this department reads the subject concerning unique pigs from Planking to Westcote. Reads, We have discussed this issue with our agents and at Westcoast, and the answer is unchecked with this. She tells us that you refuse to accept payments or pay fees. Therefore, you have no claim against this company, and your letter regarding the appropriate letter tariff for the shipment must be addressed to our tariff department. Mr. Morehouse wrote to the Treasury that he stated his case clearly and gave his argument for citing a page or two from the encyclopedia to prove the unique pigs were not ordinary pigs with a content that characterizes corporation when systematically conducted. Mr. Morehouse's letters are numbered, approved, and initiated through regular channels. A duplicate copy of the bill of lading manifest Flannery received for the package and some related papers were placed on the letter and handed over the head of the tariff department. The pigs were moved to larger box, a dry goods box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Always well healthy and all eating Lucky Reagan. Hippopotamus. Miss Kane takes his letter agent with Scott and NG regarding the delivery of unique pigs, file number A6754, Rule 83, the General Directive for Agents. Corey states that the agent must collect from the receiver all inventory, fees, etc. necessary for livestock during transit or straight. I don't have a box, Flannery said coldly. I got a bill from Mr. Johnson, Morehouse for $2.25 for a kebab eaten by his pigs. How much do pigs and pets cost? He asked. 30 cents pigs, pet. 25 cents, Morgan said. On the fact that the pigs do not belong to the company but are only detained during the settlement of disputes regarding tariff, he advised Flannery to take care of them as best he could. Flannery replied, "Now there are 160 dago pigs. That the unique pig is a pariah kappa while the ordinary pig is thus the genius of the Suidai family. By the end of the week, they have delivered 208 books of guinea pigs and in this office. Expert, there are 704 more pigs than when they started packing them. As long as Flannery runs the exploratory office, pigs are pests, cows are pests, horses are pests, Rocky Mountain lambs and chickens and goats are pests, and their rates are 24 points. Part 3. Make a note. If I ask you to describe a great leader, I'm willing to be a certain trait that come to immediate mind in someone who is charismatic, dynamic, inspiring, public speaker, who confident. You might imagine a man too. But history has also been altered by people who don't fit that description. People like Roosevelt, Eleanor Roosevelt, and Gandhi. These people will describe themselves as soft-spoken, calmly, as introverted. Of course, we are attracted to extroverts. They are usually charming and persuasive, fun to be around. Introverts are mostly happy to let extroverts take attention. They rather not be in the spotlight. They'd rather finish the book if they become letters, not because they want to be the center of attention, but really because they feel compelled to act. If they are the boss, they make room for other people's ideas to grow because they are not trying to keep a low profile. Some of our great creators are introverts too. People like author Jacob Rowling, the great thinker Darwin, and the designer of the first Apple computer, Steve Wozniak. It turned out a good idea will come up more easily when you're engaged in quiet solo contemplation than when you are leading a squad cheerleaders. Not that I am saying there's something wrong with solo cheerleading. Extroverts are great. Some of my favorite people are extroverts, but why in the world is so regulated for extrovert and so hard for introvert? Why we always encourage our children to speak up, join work as a team. Today, most school and most workplaces around are with extrovert thinking children are no longer sitting in a row and the table. They sat in a group of 4 or 6, working on a group project given subjects such as mathematics and creative writing is taught with an emphasis on group collaboration, although most parties sit alone. In front of their camera of typewriter, with nothing between them and a blank page, a child who prefers going around the corner and working on your own is starting to like a problem. Students or teachers think extrovert makes students do better even though extroverts actually do.